Stairs into hearing room 1 or 2. Those are the overflow rooms for this meeting. If you are wishing to speak, you will have ample time to come back up to the chambers to address the council. Again, you cannot stand on the back wall. You need to find a seat. If you cannot find a seat, there is overflow seating in hearing room 1 and 2, and you will still have time to come back to address the council if you filled out a speaker's card. Is there a Ari Curry in the chambers? Ari Curry?
Good afternoon, everyone. We will be starting shortly. Please keep in mind that we do need to have areas clear for people to walk per our fire code. If you are standing, you need to either find a seat or go to an overflow room. So please help us keep our aisles clear for our fire safety. Thank you. Okay, and is Kev Choice here? One, two, three, four. We need one more. Okay, we also need Kev Choice. Good afternoon. We'll get started shortly. Kev Choice, if you are in the building, please come into the chambers. And we do need everyone who is standing against the wall to make sure that you are keeping the paths clear. So if you can't find a seat, please go to the overflow room. And we do have 2 security guards, 2 staff who will help keep our aisles clear for fire safety. Thank you to those of you who are helping with that. All right. So again, if you are standing against the wall and you are not with the media, you need to find a seat or go to the overflow rooms, and those are hearing rooms 1 and 2 downstairs. And at this time, the special meeting of the Oakland City Council shall come to order.
Good afternoon and welcome to the special Oakland Redevelopment Successor Agency and City Council meeting of Tuesday, October 17th. Before I call the roll call, we will have translation instructions in Spanish and Cantonese.
Hola, muy buenas tardes y bienvenidos a esta reunión. Esta reunión será interpretada simultáneamente al español. Si está participando vía Zoom y usando una computadora, diríjase a la barra de tareas en la parte de abajo de su pantalla y haga clic en el icono del mundito y seleccione Español. Si está usando un teléfono inteligente, diríjase a los 3 puntitos del lado derecho de su pantalla y haga clic en Interpretación y clic otra vez en Español. Favor de permanecer en el canal. En breve se activará la función de interpretación. Gracias.
歡迎大家今日嚟到我呢個特別屋崙重建市議會會議。今日嘅會議將會有西班牙語及廣東話嘅翻譯。如果你想聽到廣東話嘅話，你可以喺熒光幕下邊有一個地球儀嘅圖形，你按落去之後選擇中文 Chinese， 咁你就能夠聽到廣東話嘅翻譯㗎喇。多謝大家。
Thank you for the instructions. We now will go on with the roll call. Councilmember Fife.
Present.
Councilmember Gallo.
Present.
Councilmember Jenkins.
Present.
Councilmember Cobb.
Here.
Councilmember Kaplan.
Here.
Councilmember Ramachandran
I am expecting her.
is on her way. Councilmember Reed.
Here.
And President Bass, who will be chairing this meeting.
Present.
And before I begin, I will give speaker card instructions. If you would like to speak on any agenda item, please fill out a speaker's card before the item is called for discussion or by 5 p.m. You must have your card submitted to the clerk representative seated at the front table. If you would like to fill out a speaker's card online, you can do so by going to oakland.legistar.com/calendar. Click on the e-comment link and follow the instructions to register to speak. And again, all speaker cards must be submitted before the item is called for discussion or by 5 p.m. And you will have 1 minute per agenda item with a maximum of 5 minutes on the consent calendar. And again, all cards must be submitted to the clerk before the item is called for discussion or by 5 p.m. I'm sorry, 3 minutes maximum on the consent calendar.
All right. Welcome to the meeting, the special meeting of the Oakland City Council here on unceded Ohlone territory. I want to thank our city staff, many of whom are with us today, for your dedication in serving our city. And I want to thank the community who is joining us today, both here in City Hall and on Zoom. This month is National Hispanic Heritage Month, and we are celebrating our Latinx community at 6 p.m. today with Councilmember Gallo. We are also going to hear the Mayor's State of the City address. This week is Oakland Love Life Week, so to get us started, I would like to invite Oakland's Love Life cultural strategist, Kev Choice, to share our Love Life acknowledgement. And I want to give our deepest gratitude to Kev for his work over the past year in service of the Love Life motto that we have and turning it into a reality. After the acknowledgement, I will share the order of the agenda, and then we'll hear from the mayor. Welcome, Kev Choice.
Thank you, Council President Boss. Thank you, council members, city administration, community. I will read our Love Life acknowledgement. First, let's all just take a deep breath together. As community, just release, relax, breathe in, give thanks for this opportunity. We acknowledge that in service to our beloved city of Oakland and all people who inhabit this community, adhering to the city of Oakland's official motto, Oakland Love Life, established in 2016 in memory of 16-year-old Louise Lacey, who lost her life to a senseless act of violence in 1997. We enter into this space committed to embody love as the guiding principle in our words, actions, spirit, tone, intentions, and with regard to each other and all who engage and enter into this meeting space. We acknowledge Love Life as our motto as we denounce violence in all forms and the conditions that create violence. We commit to working against these conditions to create a safe space for all to operate in love and peace on our streets. We acknowledge that when we demonstrate love, we also manifest qualities of respect, kindness, grace, truth, understanding, humbleness, and forgiveness towards each other. We commit to acts of love as an intentional force to generate tangible solutions in regards to all policies, declarations, recommendations, resolutions, appointments, and our actions. We recognize as leaders, we must set an example and a precedent for those of us who have entrusted us with these duties. We accept the responsibility to make our city a better place by bringing inspiration instead of insults, contributions instead of complaints, constructive feedback instead of criticism, and even in our passion for all issues, no matter how difficult, we ask that we lead with guiding principle of love in our hearts. We ask that all who participate in this event and proceedings to share with us in this commitment and practice of exhibiting love, good faith, positive energy, and respect on how you comment, present information, report out, or inform on this meeting. We appreciate all contributions to this space, and even when expressing hurt, harm, disappointment, dispute, or disagreement, we request that you lead with love in your heart. We acknowledge love in practice even when there are differences in opinions, strategies, procedures, and in process. And we ask to seek and find a common ground and tangible solutions that demonstrate love for our city, its residents, and all constituents. We acknowledge and recognize that when we model this practice of love, it will establish a norm that will resonate and be exemplified throughout our city and create the change we want to see in our communities and in this world. We acknowledge that when we lead with love, we are able to uplift a thriving city rooted in equity, equality, justice, inclusion, and opportunity for all, regardless of race, gender, age, class, socioeconomic status, nationality, religion, housing status, sexual orientation, or political affiliation. We acknowledge that when we uplift love, we uplift those impacted by violence of all and any kind. We acknowledge that when we uplift love, we uplift traditions of our ancestors, our arts, our culture, our businesses, our educators, our unhoused, our civic service, and all who contribute to the fabric and well-being of our community. We recognize that when we uplift love, we take a stand for love in our community and all around the world, for those oppressed, for those victims of violence, state-sanctioned violence, violence from our governments and other governments around the world. We represent love in Oakland, and we represent love around the world. Let us be the beacon. Let us lead with love today and show that it can be done. It can be manifested throughout our community and throughout this world. We commit to the action of love life as our motto and our mantra. Give thanks.
Thank you so much, Kev Choice. Let's give it up to our first Love Life cultural strategist who is completing his term with the City of Oakland. We appreciate you, and we want to make sure everyone joins this week's festivities as we celebrate Love Life. There's many, many events that folks can participate in. Welcome again to the special meeting of the Oakland City Council here on unceded Ohlone territory. It is a real pleasure to see so many young people in this room. It's a real pleasure to see some former and current elected officials in this room as well, and to see so many of our department directors as well as other leaders here at the City of Oakland, along with members of the public. I'm going to share a little bit of information as well as the order of the agenda, and then we will hear from the mayor. So as you all know, our job and our goal as the City Council is to hear from all of you. So thank you for joining us today as members of the public as we discuss, debate, and legislate in service of the people of Oakland. The Council has adopted rules of procedure that are designed to make sure members of the public can participate in our meetings and engage with us in an orderly way as we conduct our business of our city. And one of the most important rules is that people who want to comment during a meeting have to submit a speaker card for the item they wish to comment on and only speak during the allotted time on that topic. It's a matter of fairness, and it allows all of us to hear each other and manage the business in an orderly way. So as you heard from the clerk, please sign up by 5 p.m. or before your item is called, whichever comes first. We'll be allowing speakers up to 1 minute per item. If you sign up for multiple items on consent, you'll have a maximum of 3 minutes. And if you are speaking on one of the 2 public hearings, you'll have up to 2 minutes. The clerk will run the timer on public comments and presenters. I will run the timer on council members like I did last week. And a reminder to the council members that under Rule 11, council members may speak up to 10 minutes on any matter without the consent of the presiding officer or a majority of the council. So we are going to try to keep it concise to get through our very full agenda. It's also important that we are able to see and hear the person who is speaking, whether it's an elected official, city staff, or a member of the community sharing public comment. So if you have signs, please make sure that they are not blocking the views of people around you. If you are speaking during the meeting and it's not your turn to speak, we will ask you to step outside or to watch the meeting in a hearing room. And we do have 2 security guards as well as 2 staff who will notify you if you need to either lower your sign or continue watching the meeting from a hearing room. I don't expect anyone to be disruptive, but if anyone is disruptive and not allowing us to conduct our business, we may ask OPD to remove you after warning you to cease the disruption. However, this is Love Life Week. I know a lot of you are really excited to hear the Mayor's State of the City. So with that, I'm going to review the order of the agenda so we can get started. The first item is the Mayor's State of the City address. We will hear her presentation, and then we will go to public comment. And then if the council members would like to comment, they may do so after public comment. We'll review any modifications to the agenda, then we'll review our closed session report, and then go to our consent calendar. We will hear first the resolution opposing banned books, and then the rest of our consent calendar. And at 6 p.m., when our guests are here, we will break for National Hispanic Heritage Month, where we will be honoring our Hispanic and Latinx community leaders. We have 2 public hearings today. President Pro Tem Call will be chairing those 2 public hearings, and then we will have 2 non-consent items, which I will be chairing. From there, we'll have council member announcements and in memoriam adjournments. Councilmember Kaplan will be leading the mourners Kaddish to honor all the Palestinian and Israeli lives who have been lost. and then we will end with open forum. So without further ado, Madam Clerk, please call in the first item.
Calling in item 3.1, receive an oral update from Mayor Sheng Thao regarding the state of the city.
And as the mayor joins us, I do want to recognize that it has been many, many years since we have had an opportunity to hear the state of the city address in the council chambers. So thank you, Madam Mayor, for joining us today. And again, if you are standing against the wall and you are not a member of the press, please either find a seat or go to hearing room 1 or 2, which is our overflow room where you can watch the address.
It's not on. Oh, it is. Okay. Good afternoon. We are the Oakland Public Safety Youth Leadership Council, also known as the YLC. We are honored to open this State of the City. My name is Kinaya, and I am 17 years old, and I am currently a YLC youth leader. We know that the safety is a top priority in Oakland, and as youth, we have unique and valuable perspectives that can help improve safety in our city. The Oakland Public Safety Youth Leadership Council was first envisioned in 2015 by young people who wanted youth to have an ongoing space to partner with public safety leaders. After a few years of planning and coordination, the YLC was seated and began meeting regularly in January 2018. The Oakland Public Safety Youth Leadership Council invests in young leadership to keep our community safe. We engage the community and educate decision makers on youth perspectives on safety and uses our voices to influence and impact public safety systems, practices, and policies. Now I will pass it to YLC member DJ.
Good afternoon. My name is DJ. I'm 17 years old and a leader with the YLC. The YLC met with Mayor Thao with a few direct asks. She has agreed to partner with us on the following projects. YLC is participating in the process to identify the next Oakland Chief of Police and Chief of the Department of Violence Prevention. YLC will work with OPD so youth ages 18 to 24 will be a part of the oral board process to interview police candidates. YLC will host a youth-led public safety forum. We are excited to move these initiatives forward, and we want to thank Mayor Thao and all of the other adult allies who have supported our work over the years. Shout out to Jackie. Now I would like to pass it to Youth Council Member Christina.
Thank you, DJ. Good afternoon. My name is Christina, and I'm 18 years old. We are grateful to have a mayor who values the voices and expertise of young people in Oakland, and we look forward to partnering to help improve safety in our city. With that, we are honored to introduce Oakland's 51st mayor. We're here to tell you a story, a tale about a young woman, the daughter of refugees, who grew up on social services and public housing with 9 brothers and sisters. As many have done, at 17, she left home to find the world on her own. In a few years, she found herself trapped in a cycle of partner abuse, isolated from her friends and family, and pregnant. With her life and the life of her child in mind, she summoned the strength to escape. She was free from abuse and found herself and her son alone in the world, sleeping from couch to car without permanent housing. Determined to make a better life, she started working and taking classes at community college. She hustled and excelled and earned a spot at UC Berkeley. It was here as a student and a mom that her governing philosophy started to take shape. Government has the ability to help and right past wrongs. We just have to put the work. It is this hard-knock story of hustle and fighting for everything you deserve and need that pushed her into local government. First as an intern, staffer, and later a council member. It was her progressive vision and pragmatic ability to build coalitions that propelled her into the town's highest office. To the Oakland City Council, City Administration, and all who love Oakland, we present our 51st mayor, Mayor Thao.
What's up, Mayor Thao?
How are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
Good.
Thank you all. Let's give another round of applause to our young leaders. Well, thank you so much to our young people, our young leaders of tomorrow that helped join us today. I'm so happy that you all are with us today. You are all our future. And truly, they give us so much hope, don't they? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I want to start off by saying thank you to Council President Bass and the members of the City Council, our City Administrator, our City Attorney, the City Auditor, and of course, our dedicated city employees and staff, distinguished guests, and of course, my fellow Oaklanders. One of the things I love most about Oakland is how proud we are of this town. How proud we are to be from Oakland. And that's why this year so many of you stepped up for the town. You stepped up to become a block captain to look out for your neighbors and support your neighbors through tough times. You adopted a spot to help clean our parks, creeks, streets, and trails. Or you adopted a pet from one of our shelters to bring joy to your family. Here in Oakland, we know that coming together is how we will tackle our collective challenges. That coming together is how we will solve them. But today we are facing one of the most challenging moments in our city's history. Many Oaklanders are hurting right now. You may be frightened, and I know how you feel. My family have also been victims of crime. I've had my car broken into, and I too felt angry. I've had my house broken into while my son was home, and I too felt scared. You may be struggling to meet ends meet, and I get it. I have faced many of the same struggles throughout much of the majority of my life. And at the top of this address, I want to say very clearly that community safety remains and is my top priority as your mayor. And that the surge in crime and violence we are seeing on our streets is unacceptable. And I'm going to say that again. The surge in crime and violence that we are seeing in our streets is totally and completely unacceptable. In this State of the City address, I will discuss plans for homelessness, housing, and the many other critical issues facing our city. But it is important to me that we start with public safety. And after 10 months in office, I can tell you that this job is certainly humbling. Not a day goes by where I don't wish I could just wave a magic wand and silence the gunfire, bring comfort and healing to every family who has been impacted by violence, and give every person who sees a life of crime as the only option a different path. I believe leadership starts with listening. And so our administration recently completed Talking Transition, the largest public engagement initiative in Oakland's history. We launched Talking Transition because we wanted to hear from everyone, including those who are not typically engaged by City Hall, about what you want from your city. Talking Transition was conducted by young Oaklanders. They were hired and trained by 12 community-based organizations. And you heard from several of these young people earlier. And so if you are a young person in this room, can you please stand up so we can recognize you? You know, I've had a lot of time to work with these young people in the field in the last 10 months, and my goodness, I am so hopeful, and I'm so proud of all of you. So very proud. Yeah, you know I'm looking at you. And thanks to their hard work, we received responses from more than 10,000 Oakland residents from all across the zip codes throughout our city. We heard from you that you share a lot of the same values and vision for our community. Everyone in Oakland wants to be safe. Wherever you live, whoever you are, you have a right to feel safe in the city of Oakland. You want more effective policing. You want a more responsive 911 system. You want violence prevention and community investments. You want to address homelessness, but to do so with compassion. You want to build more affordable housing and protect renters. You want to support our small businesses by increasing police foot patrols and commercial corridors, and to have a less burdensome business permitting process. And we agree, it's time to get serious about cleaning up our streets. I want to tell you that I hear you, and I agree with you. And we all here, the city of Oakland, we're all with you. And I know we have work to do, but we can only do it if we all come together as one Oakland. Everything, of course, is connected to safety. And I want to make my approach to public safety clear. I am dedicated to a more robust and accountable police department, with an engaging presence on our streets and specialized units to tackle specific crimes. I am dedicated to centering violence prevention programming and having violence interrupters, counselors, and peer specialists in schools and communities, because these are all of our families. I am dedicated to investing in technology to modernize our investigations and disrupt the criminal networks. I believe community safety integrates law enforcement, violence prevention, and technology to make Oakland safer for our children, for our families, for our businesses and visitors alike. You know, I can honestly tell you that it is the first thing that I think about when I wake up in the morning, and it's the only thing on my mind when I fall asleep at night. The safety of the constituency here in the city of Oakland. There is something about the recent spike of crime that feels a little different. And in many ways it is. We know that the sharp increase in property crimes and auto burglaries are tied to organized groups with sophisticated tactics and networks. These organized criminal enterprises are coordinating operations regionally, and a small group of people are causing the most harm in our communities. In Oakland, we must adapt to our police intervention with more intelligence, with more technology, and with more highly trained and responsive officers. That's why I'm committed to increasing the number of police officers on our streets, with a strong preference for diverse, homegrown officers who know our community and our people. It's why my budget this year funded 6 new police academies, and I personally directed the interim chief of police to take measures to improve the graduation rates from our police academies and to intensify our focus on hiring. It is why we brought back our police foot patrols in key hotspots earlier this year. And I am also pleased to actually announce that we recently expanded them citywide from 6 foot patrol officers to 12. It's why we moved abandoned vehicle towing from the police department to the Department of Transportation. This allows for our officers to focus on serious crimes. And due to Oakland's increase in investment, we are on pace right now to double the number of abandoned, burned out, and blighted vehicles removed from our streets in Oakland. The urgent need to make Oakland safer is why we're hiring new civilian police investigators, investing hundreds of dollars in funding for 24-hour-a-day crisis response, and investing even more to prevent sex trafficking and support traffic victims. And it's why we passed a new sideshow ordinance to give OPD and city attorney the new tools that they need to pursue the people orchestrating these dangerous events. In August, my administration partnered with Governor Newsom to bring California Highway Patrol officers to Oakland to support OPD with traffic enforcement on our city's most dangerous streets. So far, this collaboration has resulted in nearly 50 total arrests, including 10 DUIs, 33 impounded vehicles, and the recovery of 70 stolen vehicles. Today, we now have more officers on the street than we have had at any time over the last 2 years. And we must and we will do more. In the next few months, you will see new community ambassadors in some of the busiest business corridors throughout the city. You'll see new security personnel, security cameras, and other additional infrastructure will also be in place to enhance public safety just in time for the holidays. In the next year, 911 response times will improve significantly. We are recruiting new dispatchers, taking the deliberate steps to retain veteran dispatchers, and replacing our antiquated computer-aided dispatch system. And we will not stop making progress until we fully fix 911. So later this evening, the Oakland City Council, my colleagues here, will review my plan to install 300 cameras throughout our city. The partnership with the state will enhance our ability to collect evidence, pinpoint leads, and identify vehicles. And yes, we'll be able to identify the vehicles with no license plates and stolen license plates as well. And And I want to thank our staff, including OPD, the Privacy Advisory Commission, and the community for working together to develop a sensible use policy that enhances investigations while protecting privacy. And I urge the City Council to approve the plan tonight so that we have the tools we need to improve community safety. When we talk about safer communities, we also mean safer streets. Over the next year, we will break ground on $85 million worth of traffic safety projects in corridors such as International Boulevard, Telegraph, Fruitvale Avenue, and 14th Street, just to name a few. I think that rounds round applause. Oakland will also focus on enforcing traffic safety. We took the first step by lowering speed limits in high-risk commercial corridors and near schools as well. And last week, Governor Newsom signed AB 645 into law, which will allow Oakland to deploy cameras to enforce speed limits. I want to thank the City Council and many who advocated for this life-saving measure. Thank you so much. In the months ahead, we will double down our community safety commitments to get more officers on our streets, prevent and solve more crimes, and improve our response times. Our police department will continue to vigorously perform its role and its duty with the broader criminal justice system to protect and to serve. And let me be clear as possible about this part. While we commit to having a robust police department, my administration is we are also committed to alternative responses to prevent violence. My budget expands investment for the Mobile Assistance Community Responders of Oakland program, also known as MACRO. And MACRO deploys highly trained EMTs and community intervention specialists instead of armed officers to respond to nonviolent, non-emergent quality of life calls across the whole city. Just in over 18 months, MACRO responded to more than 15,000 incidents where the team members provided immediate care or conflict resolution. And in many of those cases, team members successfully referred vulnerable residents to local service providers that offered nourishment, housing options, social services, as well as ongoing medical and behavioral support. I just want to take a moment to applaud those who are working at OPD and at MACRO and in our fire department. Thank you. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that I want to also thank the Department of Violence Prevention. We will also shortly complete a comprehensive audit of our group and gang violence prevention program known as Ceasefire. You see, I've tasked my leadership team with thoroughly assessing our violence reduction efforts here in the city of Oakland. We have also enlisted the support of a nationally recognized consultant, the CPSC, to aid in this effort. This will provide a clear picture of what is and what isn't working. And I am committed to holding myself and the city departments accountable for taking necessary actions. Oakland was once a national model for reducing gun violence, achieving 50% decrease between 2012 and 2019. We will identify what worked during that period and make the necessary adjustments based upon the challenges that we have now. I want to take a moment to acknowledge Love Life Week. Love Life, that's our city's official motto and our North Star. It was born out of a parent's tragedy. Mr. Donald Lacey lost his daughter, Louise Lacey. He lost his daughter to gun violence, and in her memory, he continued his daughter's work for a stronger Oakland, an Oakland that puts love at the forefront of our work and daily interactions. To turn away from violence and celebrate life. We will be doing just that all of this week through various planned events, but I truly believe that we must embrace this every day. Because even as we assess and strengthen and commit to policies that will end violence, we also must recommit to the mission of loving life, of standing together. I want to update you on something that needs fixing. We missed an opportunity with the retail theft grant. And as mayor, I own that. And the buck stops with me. So let me tell you what we are doing moving forward. We are fast-tracking the hiring of a grants coordinator. We are bringing in additional grant management expertise, and we are upgrading and modernizing the city's grant management software tools. Oakland, we will learn from this experience and do better for our city and for everyone that visits and does business here. Now, when I ran for mayor, I pledged to take a comprehensive approach to community safety and community well-being. And that means in addition to more police on the street, we also need more robust tools for preventing crimes. And that we also invest in our communities, in our people, that we take it upon ourselves to do everything in our power to expand opportunity, real opportunities for all Oaklanders. And here we are making significant progress. Coming into office in the wake of the COVID pandemic, this administration inherited the largest deficit in the history of Oakland. $360 million. And with this year's budget, we closed that deficit. We, right here, we closed that deficit, all of the leaders of Oakland. That's right. And we did it without cutting a single city job. We did it without shutting a single library. We did it without reducing a single hour of operation at any city park. And I want to thank Council President Bass and the budget team for working in collaboration to truly meet this historic challenge. Thank you, Council members. And as a result of this smart budgeting, the City of Oakland's credit rating was upgraded to AA+. In addition to closing a historic deficit, we deepened investments in affordable housing, in early childhood care education, infrastructure, and other critical community priorities as well. I'm especially proud of the fact that in this year's budget, we made the city's largest ever investment in affordable housing. And let me repeat that. We made the City of Oakland's largest ever investment in affordable housing, more than $200 million for creation and acquisition over the next 2 years to be built here in the City of Oakland. We've also secured more than $53 million in state grant funding for the construction of 1,000 new affordable housing units and funded the preservation of another 134 affordable units. And over the next year, we are set to break ground on over 615 more units. Think about that. That's 615 more families with a roof over their heads. With a roof over their heads. This is a huge feat, council members and leaders of Oakland. So I applaud you for that. In the months ahead, I will be taking the lead in organizing with my fellow Bay Area mayors for a regional housing measure to be placed on the ballot in November 2024 to expand construction of affordable housing throughout the region. And you'll hear more about these efforts in the coming days, so please do stay tuned. Now, building housing is critical, but so is protecting tenants, especially in a city like Oakland, where the majority of our residents are renters. So earlier this year, we launched the city's first rental registry to help ensure fair and consistent rents and rental practices throughout the whole city. And as you may know, this one is very personal to me. I lived in apartments the majority of my life, at times with my 9 brothers and sisters, and I've always been a renter. I'm still a renter to this very day. The issue of homelessness is also a personal one for me. because I know what it's like to sleep in your car and not have stable housing. As a community, we can do better. We can provide dignified shelter in a compassionate manner while making sure our residents and visitors have safe and accessible sidewalks and parks. That's why in this year's budget, we invested additional funding to expand encampment management. My administration also worked with City Council to create a rapid response homeless housing acquisition fund and to enable us to create a new housing more rapidly for our unhoused neighbors and residents. In April, we closed Northern California's largest homeless encampment, Wood Street. We offer critical support services to every resident, and 85% accepted these services. City workers removed more than 800 tons of debris and hazardous waste so that we could build 169 units of new affordable housing on that site. And I want to take a moment to truly say thank you to the dozens of city staff who worked together across the various departments to achieve this outcome. Thank you so much, city staff. Now, one of Oakland's highest priorities, of course, is our children. Over the last year, I'm happy to say we expanded the hours and services of Oakland's Head Start and Early Head Start programs. These programs are near and dear to me. You see, when I was a single mom attending classes at Merritt College just right up the hill, Head Start was there to support me and Benedict, my son. And it made a world of difference for us. We have to make sure that programs like these continue to be there to provide that critical lifeline to families in need. Benedict is a product of Head Start, and today, on this very day, he celebrates 17 years around the sun. Thank you. From a Head Start baby to being a senior in high school, he's working really hard to apply to music school. Yes, thank you. To create more good job opportunities for our young people, what we did is we worked with City Council to restore funding for youth job programs and partner with the governor's office to launch the state's Youth Jobs Corps program. Today, we can proudly say that Oakland is a city of service, and here is why. We are the only city in California that operates AmeriCorps, Climate Corps, and Youth Job Corps. And together, these programs have helped create real job opportunities for hundreds of Oakland youth. And we will continue, I will continue, to go back to the Capitol to lobby for more of those dollars to come straight and back home here to Oakland for our young people. Last week, President Joe Biden and Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm announced a $7 billion investment to build out clean hydrogen infrastructure. California and Oakland has been designated as one of the 7 regional hubs. Our city and port are already well positioned to benefit from this investment. This win is a win for our city, it's a win for our state, and of course, it is a win for our beautiful planet. And I want to take a moment to really say thank you to Councilmember Rebecca Kaplan. You know, Councilmember Rebecca Kaplan, I know that you've been working on this for many, many years. And so I appreciate your work on this, and I am happy to have worked with you in partnership to bring it over the finish line. It's not a surprise that for decades, Oakland residents, specifically in West and East Oakland, have disproportionately felt the effects of air pollution. This is a symptom of historic redlining. And Oakland's clean energy projects will reduce the pollution from the heavy-duty trucking and port operations. What they will do is they will help transition our region to clean, locally produced energy, all while creating good, local, green jobs. And when new jobs are green jobs, our planet benefits too. So we've prioritized greening and electrification of the Port of Oakland and invested over $8 million in the Urban Forest and Jobs program. Each of these efforts will help create a more sustainable future for Oakland while working to close that racial wealth gap and generate good-paying jobs. And why do I say that? Because if we get this right, Oaklanders, we can close that racial wealth gap. We can train our Oakland residents, our Black, brown, the residents that live on the margins, to really grasp onto the skill set and be pipelined into these green jobs, to really tackle the thought of what we call climate justice. Of course, a big part of the job creation process is supporting our small businesses. And this year, we appointed our city's first permit ombudsman to streamline and modernize the permitting process. Now, if any one of y'all have ever applied for a permit, you know how short that takes, how the timeline, just kidding, it's a while. But we're going to modernize the permitting process. And we launched Activate Oakland in partnership with Visit Oakland, our tourist information center. And this endeavor provides small grants to help activate our public spaces all throughout Oakland. This will attract more foot traffic, shoppers, and of course create a more inviting and welcoming experience in our commercial districts. We received 742 applications, which is amazing. I think that deserves a round of applause, right, Peter? And I just wanted to remind everyone that Oakland's Style Week begins tomorrow with over 50 events happening from tomorrow until next week, all across the city. Again, that's Oakland's Style Week. Think of it as Oakland's Fashion Week. I'm also proud to announce that starting later this month, we will launch an innovative parking program called 5 After 5. This pilot will allow bar and restaurant customers and workers to park in the city's secure 19th Street garage from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. for just $5. This initiative will support our amazing nightlife, concert venues, and weekend shopping. And so the Oakland's small business owners and workers, I say this to you, that we see you, we hear you, and we all here have your backs. All of these investments we are making in Oakland are contributing to making more businesses stick here in Oakland, more businesses expanding in Oakland, and more businesses coming to Oakland. An example, PG&E recently doubled down on Oakland. The utility moved its headquarters from San Francisco to the town and announced this summer that it is now purchasing the building at Kaiser Center that it is currently leasing. PG&E employees from the company's Concord and San Ramon offices will also be shifting to Oakland. So in total, more than 7,000 PG&E employees will now work right here in Oakland, bringing more economic activity to our town. Samuel Merritt University, which offers a high-quality health sciences education, will be breaking ground this summer on a new state-of-the-art campus in the heart of downtown at Clay and 12th Street. This $240 million project will ultimately serve 10,000 students, bringing additional economic life to our downtown area for 7 days a week. And that's going to make the activation in downtown something that we have seen only in the past. We're going to make it even better. And so I wanted to say thank you so much for that continued investment by Samuel Merritt University. Venture capital also continues to pour into companies headquartered here with more than $75 million invested in Oakland. Beneficiaries include Marqeta, a payment processing application company on Grand Avenue, Fivetran, a data integration platform company on Broadway, Good Eggs, a sustainable online grocery platform in West Oakland, and Everlaw, a litigation platform on Webster. $50 million was also recently secured from philanthropic sources to fund Rise East, a Rise East is a $100 million investment initiative in Deep East Oakland. The major investment will make a real difference for health and vitality of East Oakland neighbors, to address historic inequities and ensure current and longtime residents can and continue to call this community home. Delta Dental, which has operated in Oakland since 2017, also just announced that they are expanding their footprint here, leasing another 25,000 square feet downtown. And Akash Systems, here we go, a Black-owned advanced manufacturer of semiconductors. Why don't you go ahead and stand up, sir? That's right. Akash System. Yes, it's an advanced manufacturer of semiconductors, and they are planning to expand in West Oakland, creating up to 500 new jobs. And guess what? Most of these jobs, of which won't require advanced degrees. Thank you, sir, for continuing to support Oakland and investing in us. And we are excited for downtown's newest hotel, the 18-story dual-branded AC Hotel and Residence Inn by Marriott. The workers at companies like this and at small businesses, they truly form the backbone of our local economy. The vast majority of these jobs that will be created will be held by Oaklanders, allowing for our families to be able to remain here and sustain a family here. The City of Oakland has always been at the forefront of expanding access to good jobs, raising wages, supporting the right to form a union and collectively bargain, and ensuring high-quality benefits. And I want to commend our new Department of Workforce and Employment Standards in making sure that all companies doing business in our town understand our good job expectations and that all workers should know their rights at work. We all know that having a good job goes hand in hand with having a safe and strong community. And so my administration is committing to lifting up every worker in Oakland. I'm also committed to finding creative solutions to our ongoing challenges. So I'm excited to announce a bold new initiative to center, drum roll, to center film and television production as a cornerstone of my administration's economic development plan. Yes. You see, Oakland is culture, and I plan to invest in our culture and the people who power it. Film and television productions are potent economic engines. They drive growth. They generate new revenue and create high-paying union jobs. However, the historic underinvestment in film production in our city and lack of real production incentives costs us every day. Had we established a basic supportive infrastructure before now, the Stars series, Blind Spotting, which is set in Oakland, would have filmed in Oakland 100%. That's $80 million that is left on the table, and that's only one production. Imagine all that money being infused into our economy, supporting our small businesses, improving and cleaning up our streets, bolstering our restaurants, and providing our young people and our creatives with good family-sustaining jobs so they can work here and live here. And that is why workforce training, centering our Black and brown youth, is baked into this plan from the very beginning. Together, we can position ourselves to facilitate and incentivize productions to film in Oakland, while also growing and supporting the robust filmmaking community that is already here. To make sure we are doing this right, my administration has been working in consultation with Councilmember Fife, Councilmember of District 3, and with filmmakers that have roots here in Oakland, from award winners like W. Kamau Bell, Pete Nix, Rafael Casal, Jocelyn Rose Lyons, and the Cinemama crew, to Oakland-based cultural leaders like Fabiana Rodriguez, and community organizer like Pastor Mike. Through the art of filmmaking, we will celebrate and show the world all that is diverse and beautiful about Oakland. What we will also do is we're going to show the world what is real Oakland about. The real Oakland, not the ones that's being perceived in national news or media. And I'm most excited about that. So let's broaden our imaginations. Let's shift the narrative and show that we can do what we do best here, and we invest in. When we invest in and unleash the creative potential of our people, of our talent, I dare us to challenge ourselves. We, this administration, is up to that challenge, and we want to bring all of you along with us. Now, while we have a lot of big goals in Oakland, we're also going to get back to the basics to ensure better and more efficient city services and, of course, cleaner streets. We're adding new HR staff. Yes, she loves cleaner streets, and I do too. We're adding new HR staff to fill vacant positions more rapidly in planning, in building, and of course, in our public safety departments. The 2-year capital budget we passed with Council in June invests more than $215 million to build, repair, upgrade parks, recreation facilities, libraries, sewers, and storm drains. We've allocated $50 million to repave and repair Oakland streets as a part of Oakland's 5-year paving plan, with more than 10 miles of East Oakland Street set to be paved in the next 6 months. We know that when you drive by an encampment and there are piles of trash everywhere, that it is rarely put there by the unhoused. We know that unscrupulous haulers, out-of-town construction firms, and businesses that refuse to pay for trash service often drive to Oakland and dump truckloads of trash at these encampments. This is unsafe, it is unfair, and I tell you, it must stop. That's why we've instituted several new strategies for reducing and mitigating illegal dumping. Oakland Public Works is conducting monthly cleanup blitzes of major transportation corridors. We also have increased access to convenient, free, and lower-cost services available to every Oakland resident to dispose of unwanted material and large items without them ending up on our streets. We've expanded the neighborhood bulky block party program to bring free large item disposal services into neighborhoods, because we know not everybody has a truck or a big vehicle to transport. And strengthening our partnerships and community stewards partnership is also going to create a cleaner and safer Oakland. We're also expanding our illegal dumping surveillance cameras in key hotspots because enforcement is important. And we were able to win the support of City Council to add license plate readers to program and to hold those people who are accountable for illegal dumping, who have been dumping in Oakland on Oakland. We will hold them accountable. Later this year, my administration will launch Oakland Fresh, which brings together multiple city departments to tow abandoned cars. We're going to paint new curbs. We're going to fix signs, clean up illegal dumping, as well as deploy inspectors looking for blighted properties in coordinated operations. And we're going to do that with your city administrator's leadership, Mr. Justin Johnson. So this is the state of our city today on October 17, 2023. Today, let us celebrate the real progress that we have made, but let's not shy away from the real challenges. And yes, I mean the real crises that we are faced with today. 34 years ago today, on October 17, 1989, our city and our region faced a different kind of crisis, one that came from nature, the Loma Prieta earthquake. In the aftermath of that tragic event, Oaklanders, we came together. And together we came back stronger. It is in that same spirit, in the face of a different kind of challenge, but one that is in many ways just as great, that I urge us all to come together today and in the days ahead. Revisiting my inaugural speech, I said that we must also be hopeful enough to declare that together, one united and committed city can make measurable progress in moving us toward where we should be, toward where we know we must be. Today, I'm filled with determination to get us to where we know we must be. You see, determination is a word I know a lot about. It is perhaps the trait that has most defined my life. It's what gives me the fight. It's what has helped me overcome again and again so many things that I thought maybe I couldn't. It's what makes me never give up, ever. Today, that word means more to me than ever before. In Oakland, I stand before you today determined. I'm ready to fight for that safer Oakland, that more affordable Oakland, and of course, that more just Oakland that we all deserve, every single one of us. Now, there are those who doubt us, and there are going to be those who, out of habit, second-guessed Oakland. There's going to be those who are going to put us down and who continue to put us down. But they've done that for years, and they just might be a little bit louder nowadays. But they don't know what you're made of. They don't know what we're made of. And I'm here to tell you to never bet against Oakland, to never, ever count us out. I'm here to tell you that we will get through this together. We will rise. We will come out together on the other side stronger and safer and a more united Oakland. Because Oakland, our challenges, they remain great. But remember, our people remain greater. Our task ahead is a big one, but we are big-hearted people and we are up for this. So join me in this fight for the Oakland that we all deserve. We know we all deserve. And join me and stand up for our beloved town. Let's unite for Oakland. Let's fight for Oakland. This is our city, Oakland. This is our fight. And this is our future. Thank you all so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, Mayor Thao. We're going to take a few minutes to allow our staff to remove the podium. So over the next few minutes, please go ahead and do what you need to do. We are going to resume with public comment as soon as the room is ready.